And welcome back to part 2 of What If Naruto Had a Zanpakuto, the Ryujinn Jakka edition. We last left off with the bell test. I don't think there's any house cleaning you need to do. Some people brought up how Zanpakuto work and bond with their owners. So, normally, nothing major there. If the Zanpakuto were to be taken away from Naruto, he's still connected to his Zanpakuto. He just can't summon it to him or anything like that. Unless you were to put some sort of teleportation seal or something on there, or jutsu formula, whatever. If you were to say, actually, that's really not a bad idea in future what ifs. If he ever learns, say the Flying Thunder God, putting the Flying Thunder God seal on his palm and then putting another one on something so he can just summon a weapon. It's not a bad idea. But anyway, we left off with the bell test, and it starts as the bell test does. Kakashi gives them. Gives them what was it, 3 hour? No, it was, except for noon. Yeah, I think it was 3 or 4 hours, one of the two, because they got there early. I think he got there 2 hours late, and I think it was either 8 or 9. I believe it was, anyway, he gives them the amount of time, and they go and hide. Now, to be very clear, Ryujinn Jakka does not chime into everything Naruto does. He helps him out, certainly, because he's a wise old sword and a separate entity that lives in Naruto. But he also knows Naruto's got to learn by his own choices. So he basically just said, this is your exam, Naruto. I can't give you aid in everything. It's all good. I've got this. It's Naruto, even though he takes things a bit more seriously, is still Naruto. So he just shows us, hey, come on, fight me right here, right now. You're a little different, aren't you? You're a little weird, aren't you? The only thing weird here is your haircut. And Naruto comes in, Kakashi takes out the book, I'm gonna destroy you! Huh? Or 1,000 years, ninja secret art style, 1,000 years of death, and just, boom! Except that's when he notices Naruto, poof. It's it was a shadow clone. Interesting. Well, and then Naruto, who has been waiting back there the whole time and did in fact eat, isn't struggling with hunger pains or anything like that. He'd say, well, that didn't work. Let's try this then. All of a sudden, multiple clones come out of the wood line, and a couple come out of the river because Naruto would have probably just accessed the river from where he was hiding, and then just popped out. And they all pull their swords out. Now Kakashi's like, perhaps I won't be able to read Make Out Paradise. And Kakashi's now just still generally able to dodge Naruto, but noting that he's not bad with a sword, all things. It's still very green and novice, and he's nothing compared to Kakashi, who did wield a sword. Well, he wielded a tanto, but he wielded a short blade back in the day. And the chakra saber, I believe, is a little longer than a standard tanto. I think a standard tanto is like that. Chakra saber is a bit more like that and pointed. Anyway, Kakashi could still whoop Naruto's ass in a sword fight. But he's forgetting, he's noting he's actually quite capable with that thing. Naruto even does a clever slice, but then quickly kind of like we see in Ragnarok actually, where it's basically, I can't remember the name of the technique the guy does, but he swings it down but quickly swings it back up. Only Naruto does it when it says it. It's he's actually serious about coming to get me. Interesting. And Kakashi pulls out a kunai. All right, Naruto, you are taking this seriously, so I'll take it seriously in kind. And Kakashi quickly starts to dismantle the entire group of Naruto clones. Just poo, poo, poo. When all the Naruto tried to come at him at once, just nope, and just no, poo, doo, doo, doo. Until finally, the Naruto clone that caught him by surprise originally, catches him by surprise. The guy's like, oh, gotcha. It's what? Oh, you little sneak. I didn't even hear that one coming. He's like, got you! And then Naruto comes, a couple more clones come in. The real Naruto is there. Has finally shown up. Comes in, just, and just, poof. Naruto is also aiming for a non-lethal point. Kakashi said to kill him. And Naruto is coming at him with a sword, but he's also not stupid in this case. He's still coming at him with the intent to put him down, but not kill him. Maybe go for the shoulder or something. Go for something that could debilitate him. And all of a sudden, boom, he just stabs the clone. Just, boom. What? Unlike before, while Naruto freaks out a little bit, did he transform into me? No, he couldn't have transformed into me. By the way, seeing as a clone can basically get knocked out with a proper hit, that clone should have just burst into smoke when it hit Naruto. Or when Naruto hit it. But, we didn't, it was still early in the series. What are you going to do? Anyway, so the clone disappears. Like, where did he go? And Naruto just looking around, and he sees the bell on the ground. He's like, huh! I was like, all right, I must have cut it off with his blade with a blade or something like that. Or must have cut it off with my blade. And Ryujinn Jakka is like, wait, in his head, in Ryujinn's head, he's like, wait, he should look underneath the underneath, and then poof, it's like, like that. Since you're just hanging around there, and like, you son of a, I admit you are different. And actually not bad with a sword at all. But you really aren't cut out for taking me on. Ninja must see the under. I can't remember the terminology. Ninja must see through deception. It's like, I get it. It's like, I'm telling you this because you don't get it. You think you get it, which is not the same as actually getting it. Get it? It's like, oh, you son of a. I admit you are clever, but you've got a lot of growing to do. Obviously, Kakashi then gets tagged by all the kunai and shuriken, only to reveal it was a substitute. And Naruto is kind of stuck on the rope for a little bit. He tries to cut it off with his sword, succeeds, gets caught again, and then he's just like, fortunately, he just catches hit. This time he actually cuts it again instead of just hanging there like he did last time. That I didn't actually get. Why did he just? Was he out of kunai or something? I mean, I'm sure he had more than... He probably did drop the one he had in his hand because he was surprised, but was he just out of... But we know he got... But that's the thing, he got out of it on his own, too. He was just hanging there for no reason. When you really think about it, he was just hanging there for no reason. Anyway, so he cuts himself down again immediately, and... I just blanked. Sorry. By the way, I do have my script here. I just blanked on where okay, he cuts down immediately, and he's trying to look for Kakashi and Sasuke. Only, unfortunately, to find Sasuke, he basically walks in on Sasuke basically getting buried in the ground. And then as he goes over to as Kakashi disappears, Naruto goes over to Sasuke, and they have Sakura also gets genjutsu'd by Kakashi, clearly. Oh no, sorry. I apologize. I forgot when those happened. Sakura actually got hit by the genjutsu first, and then Sasuke got hit with the Earth Jutsu. The Headhunter Jutsu afterwards. And so Naruto actually walks in on that, and right as Kakashi finishes mocking him, or you are different, but that's not always a good thing. They say it's the nail that sticks out is the one that gets hammered down. And it's just as Kakashi's about to leave, he suddenly hears something behind him and just sees Naruto's like, whew, and a bunch of Narutos are there with their blades. Like, oh, so you were able to escape. And Kakashi just hits a clone, it bursts into smoke. Naruto makes a bunch more, and launches basically one of them at Kakashi, who just avoids it, only for Naruto to hit the tree and stay there for a second. And Kakashi does note that. It's like, and then just bounce up, and then the Naruto clones are just doing their best. Meanwhile, Sasuke's just still stuck. He's like, oh, come on, get me out of here, dweeb. And then one of the Naruto clones just, is like, why should I? Because neither of us can get out. And Sasuke admits, because we got a better chance together than we do separately. I don't like you. I don't like you, and I could probably do it on my own, but neither of us would. We'd both benefit from it. And once again, Kakashi is actually paying attention here. He's focusing on the clones are annoying. He can't actually read his book with these things. But he just like he couldn't read with Sasuke. But he is noticing. He's like, well, I'll be. They're figuring it out. And Sasuke gets out of it. Gets Sasuke out. Like, fine, there. Tell me, can you feel anything with those clones? No, I can keep him busy. I got something for him. And then if you can grab him again, and I think I can do that. And then one of the clones tries to get Kakashi. He's like, not again. Only one of them grabs his legs, and everyone goes, no. He's like, and then fireball jutsu. oh crap. And he just substitutes himself with a clone, only to see Naruto again coming in with the sword and just bring it down on Kakashi. Like, you were expecting me to do that. That's right. And Kakashi, who's in midair at the moment, just and Naruto manages to slice the bells. It's like, gotcha. It's like, oh no, you. And then Kakashi's twist kicks Naruto back. You'll have to do better than that. That was quite a little strategy. You almost had me there. But unfortunately, the fact that you're cranking it up a notch means I have to crank it up a notch too. And just as he's about to, they hear the bell ring. It's like, oh, well, that's unfortunate. Anyway, and Sakura obviously shows up near the end. Like, what happened? Did we win? Like, and Sasuke and Naruto are ejected. No, we didn't. And they go to the 30 stumps, and it is Sakura who is tied to the stump. Every once in a while, I do like to turn on its head and have one of the others tied. I can't remember if I ever had Sasuke tied to the stump. I don't think I did. Maybe. Remind me. I've done so many of these now. It's kind of hard. They all meld together a little bit. I know I've done Sakura tied to the stump, and Naruto gets tied still plenty. But let me know in the comments below if I ever did one of these where I tied Sasuke to the stump. One of these days, I'll have to figure out if there is a story hook for me to do that. Anyway, Sakura is the one who gets tied to the stump, and she's like, "What? Why am I tied to this stuff?" Because Naruto and Sasuke actually were able to participate a little bit, and even were able to work as a bit of a unit together. You, on the other hand, just fell to one genjutsu and hid the whole time. But I decided that none of you were going to pass. And he still gives the same speech because I still think he needs to instill that full teamwork. Sasuke and Naruto work together, but now they got to work as a unit. And he goes on about the Memorial Stone. They're all KIA. KIA, that sounds really cool. It means Naruto, you idiot. It means they all died. Means they were killed in action. They all died. And so Kakashi gives them the other test. Basically says you'll have 3 hours. Eat now, eat your lunch now, and get some energy. And build up some energy. But Sakura doesn't get any. It's your fault for not actually working with the team. And so he goes off and high, but he's paying attention to them. Sakura and Naruto. I keep doing this. Sasuke, Sakura. Those are easy to confuse. Sasuke and Naruto start eating, but Sasuke does offer his food to Sakura. And Naruto offers some of his to her as well after Sasuke basically says, we need to be working as a team. Sakura's hungry, that's weak, and that hurts the team. And Naruto, unlike Sakura, who was like, Naruto's like, that's a good point. Look, I actually already ate before I came here, so I'm not as hungry as the rest of you. So you can have some of mine too, Sakura. I was like, really? And then they start feeding her, and Kakashi comes out. You broke the rules. I hope you're ready for the consequences. And I was like, the 3 of us are one. And the 3 of you are one. That's your excuse? You pass. You pass. Those who abandon their comrades break the rules are scum. That is true, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. And so so Team 7 pass. We'll have our first mission tomorrow. And unlike with Naruto, they do remember to cut Sakura off out of that. Not out, off. I don't know what you would call that. She's on something. But, terminology, I'm not certain what you actually call it. They freed Sakura. Anyway, Sakura gets, they cut the rope and free Sakura. And so the day is saved. And now we're actually going to play a little fast forward because Naruto having Ryujinn Jakka sword and some better skills doesn't really change a lot of the in-between right now between here and the Zabuza fight. The Lost Cat Tora mission's still the same. Naruto keeps training with chakra. He eventually gets tree walk. He's got tree walking down at this point now, down pat. He keeps working with his sword skill, and thanks to the shadow clones, he's able to really move forward. Like he's now high Genin, low Chunin because I can't recall exactly how long it had been since they passed the test, but it was a couple months. They do make that point because I believe the Chunin exams is every 6 months. And I think it was like 6 months from graduation, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, by all means. But basically, it's been a couple months, and we know that they had done like 13, the minimum required amount of D-rank missions. I think actually maybe even a little above that too. So the missions are easier. Naruto keeps progressing. He's now actually Ryujinn even suggests moving on to water walking. Problem is, water walking is a bit more difficult for them to, or for him to do, because there's no water. Um, uh, there's no water for him to really walk on most of the time. Like the training grounds really don't have it. I mean, he could try the river, and maybe he does when he gets the time, but it's still something that he's not really he doesn't have available access to, I guess what I'm trying to say. The Tazuna situation goes the same, even though he does note that Naruto does look a little bit more mature. I haven't given him new wardrobe yet. I actually haven't decided what I think that should look like, but I think I'll do that around the Chunin exams. You know what? I'll even go so far as to say I'll do that between the preliminaries and the finals, because I think him going to a new wardrobe would fit him well. There, anyway. But yeah, that's not much different. Honestly, not even the Demon Brothers is very different, because this would be the first time Naruto actually would be, in danger. I think he would still freeze up. I do think after the fact, though, Ryujinn Jakka has a talk with him about, facing danger and why do you put your life on the line, Naruto? You put your life on the line to protect something you hold dear to you. There is true justice in this world, Naruto. That which decides the fate of many. It is our job to fight for that true justice, and for that which we care about. A little bit of a change in what Yamamoto said to Shunsui and Ukitake, but yes, ultimately they do. It's the same kind of spiel. And this will be important in later parts of this series. The idea of still fighting for true justice, what's right, what's wrong. Because this, little spoiler, but not telling you where, this is going to be what kind of decides when Naruto can actually activate Ryujinn Jakka. Right now, Naruto can't. He just has he's a competent swordsman for his age. But anyway, he still freezes up. Sasuke still mocks him. The Zabuza situation happens. And Naruto was able to hold Zabuza off certainly a bit more effectively. He's able to actually go toe-to-toe with the blade for a little bit. But Zabuza's blade is so huge that, unfortunately, without any sort of ability, Naruto just has a very good sword with him. To the point where he tries to block it and he just goes flying back. Even if he makes the shadow clones, he can't really do much against Zabuza, sadly. So they go with Plan Plan B, which is the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu. And there's that. This leads to, obviously, Zabuza's defeat at Kakashi's hands, them going to Tazuna's house, Yunari being a little brat. I don't care. Look, I get that you were suffering, but man, was he a brat. He just didn't understand what actually happened and how lucky he was. Especially in the situation they were in that village. Yeah, it sucked that his dad died and he had every right to be upset and angry, but he was taking down everyone else. So they get to the tree walking, and this is where something actually different happens. When Kakashi explains the exercise, Sasuke and Sakura are very impressed, but Naruto's like, yeah, Kakashi, I can actually do this already. You can. And he notes back early on during the training exercise, plus a few other times during group training, where Naruto seems to actually have better chakra control than he thought. It's like, yeah, and then he just walks up the tree like it's no problem. Yeah, I'm actually trying to master the water walking technique right now. I'm kind of got it down, but I still haven't had a lot of time to focus. There's not a lot of bodies of water in the village, so I'd be practicing on. And Sakura and Sasuke are just like, how the hell can you do what? And it's like, I see. No, I wasn't aware you had such good chakra control, Naruto. Impressive. May I ask how you came about this? Oh yeah, I mean, it wasn't actually that hard. I just had to practice with my shadow clones for a while. Really? So does that mean? And then it's like, well, then, I think we'll have something. You do something different for a while, Naruto. You'll be able to look after Tazuna while he works on the bridge. And so, but Sakura, Sasuke, you both can work on this exercise. And Naruto, actually, if that's true what you said about the clone, would you mind leaving a clone up here just so they wouldn't be alone? It's like, yeah, sure. I mean, I can always help. It always helps to improve my chakra control. I got a lot of it, and he's aware of that. Naruto, I think, is aware he has a lot of chakra. It's either knows it's a combination of the fox. Ryujinn Jakka could have easily told him because of the Uzumaki legacy, it being an Uzumaki heirloom in this case, that he could have told him the Uzumaki were trained for their great chakra prowess. And then Kakashi actually, as they are walking over, said, "Tell me, you say you worked with your clones. Does that mean you actually know the secret ability of the Shadow Clone Jutsu?" Yeah, it's passes down the experience the clones learn. It's how I've been. It's been really useful with training, indeed. Unfortunately, most people wouldn't be able to use that, but seeing as you have such large chakra reserves, it seems to have really been helping you out. That makes sense of how you've been able to improve with your swords ability so quickly. Yeah, man, Ryujinn's really been helping me out there. Ryujinn? Oh, it's the old man's really been helping me. The old man? You mean Lord Okage? Oh no, my sword. Uh, your your sword. Oh yeah, I don't know his name yet, but he's past he's Uzumaki heirloom. He's got it's kind of like the Nine Tails, where he actually does exist inside my body or my spirit. I don't really know how it works. I exist. I am part of your soul, Naruto. As he hears this, oh, he's part of my soul. I was like, interesting. So you're saying you don't know? I was like, no, he has a name and an actual ability, but I'm not ready to learn it yet. Still, I'm hoping for the day where I can get it down. It's like, well, it's very mature of you, Naruto. So the next couple days or next amount of time while Kakashi's recovering, spent with Naruto, spending time with Tazna, getting to know Tazna and getting to understand why he's doing what he's doing, and feels like, no, worry, we'll help you out. In fact, I can help you out too if you need some extra help. It's like, what do you? And then Shadow Clone Jutsu. Wait, and that's right, you can make these solid clones. Well, then, all right, take these tools, and he just directs the clones like, my word, we'll get this done faster than I ever would have dreamed. Naruto also has the whole issue of, or sees how the village is, and he just like, we need to help these people. Naruto also, though, when he's not with Tazuna, does spend time working on his form, working on his style. He doesn't know any other jutsu right now, but he's just working on things. And he probably does spend one night in the forest and falls asleep, working on shock control too with the water, as there's plenty of water around. And that's when he meets Haku, and they have their conversation about the things that are things that are precious to him. And Ryujinn hears this and is like, there's an interesting philosophy indeed. By the way, I'm boy, it's like, what? And he walks after he finds out Haku's a boy. And he's walking to breakfast, having an inner dialogue with Ryujinn. And Ryujinn's like, the boy's not wrong. Finding something precious to protect is a very effective way of growing strong. Is a good philosophy to adapt, indeed. Definitely. And but tell me, do you truly have something you wish to protect, Naruto? I wonder. And Naruto does think about it. I mean, he did say that to Haku, and he did think about it. But he's like, do I? And then he thinks about Iruka and his team and the old man and the people at the Ichiraku. He does have people he cares about and who care about him, and he knows that. Despite how Sakura and Sasuke act around him sometimes, he does know that they're friends. And he even has some classmates he can think of as at least semi-acquaintances. And so, and Naruto just smiles like, yeah, I definitely got those. Good for you, boy. And obviously there is the whole Inari blowing up at him thing. Actually, which one came first? I think it was Inari blowing up at him training, and then either way, the Inari blowing up thing still happens, and Naruto still cusses his ass out, rightfully so. I'm sorry, I get he was a kid, but that was real. Like, look at you smiling, makes me sick. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. Not everyone has gone through what you have gone through. I am sorry for what you've gone through, but grow up. People are allowed to be happy when you're not happy. Like, not everyone has to be mopey like you just because you're mopey, even if you've gone through hardship. So, you know what? Bite me. Anyway, ultimately, the day comes, and here is something that's different. Naruto, I don't think, is passed out from training. I think he's perfectly fine, easy to go. They do leave some clones around in case someone tries to attack the family, which they do, and Naruto quickly takes them down. I got him, and Naruto just disarms them, like, quick. Like, these guys are best are maybe brawler samurai. They're not clearly not really samurai at all, especially as we see them in Naruto. They're not really trained in the sword, so Naruto just quickly disarms them. Sheen is like, and then the clones knock him out. And so, obviously, the attack on the bridge happens, and here we have, obviously, something that has also now changed. Naruto is there. Naruto is there when the attack on the bridge happens, and Zabuza and Haku show up. Now, the question is now, who goes after who first? Does Sasuke go? It's like, show him Sasuke. It's like, Naruto, leave a couple clothes and help Sakura out for guarding Tazuna. And then it aids Sasuke if needed. And so Sasuke gets to go first, like before. That fight goes about the same, and then obviously he does the crystallized mirror. It's like, Haku! Sasuke! And Naruto tries to rush in and say, oh, you think you can just interrupt this fight, Brett? And then Naruto just clones just, yeah, I do. And Zabuza is able to get a couple of them before Kakashi gets in. It's like, well, that Brett, those clones are definitely irritating. And Naruto comes in, and he tries to hit the mirrors, and they just, like, as old and powerful as Ryujinn is, without the fire ability, he's just a durable sword, a very well-made sword. So just kind of say, you'll have to strike with a lot more power than that to break my mirrors, Naruto. Unfortunately, I don't have time at the moment to be fighting you. But let me finish this up, and then we'll have our fight. And it's like, Sasuke! And Sasuke gets hit by it, and yells like, ah! Finally, Naruto sends a couple clones in, but also sends himself in, not thinking this one through, because he's smarter, a little bit more serious, a little bit smarter. But I have to keep illustrating this point. But still Naruto. So while he does send the clones in, he also rushes in himself. It's like, you idiot! It's like, well, fine, sorry for trying to help. And then Haku starts to just wreak havoc on them. Now, with his sword, Naruto basically just is kind of like swinging as best he can. There's really no form because he can't keep up with the speed of these things, but he can at least kind of block them as it goes. And he is able to keep a couple of them at bay, like a third of them at bay, but he's still getting hit. Ultimately, it does come down to Sasuke activating his Sharingan, taking the lethal hit, and dying in Naruto. So I was like, doo-doo. Is this the first time you've seen a comrade die? This is the way of the shinobi. It's like, shut up. Naruto, wait. Naruto, listen to me. You must keep calm. And Ryuji's voice is fading, and then all of a sudden the Fox's chakra comes in. I'm gonna kill you! And just comes in and starts wreaking havoc. Except now he has a sword and is able to, extend the Fox's chakra into a sword, and basically he's cutting right through the mirrors, he's cleaving through things, ultimately just grabs Haku, just boom! Just cracks him right in the face. Haku gets up, he's about to come in with a sword, and then, it's you? Why do you hesitate? Why do you stop? And obviously they have their conversation. And it's here where Ryujinn does actually chime in with something. He's like, he is a threat, Naruto. And threats to those that are precious to you. Threats that are threats that individuals that are a threat to. He is a threat. He is dangerous. He killed Sasuke. Threats like him cannot be allowed to exist when the peace needs to. You must do what is right. You must do what is justice, Naruto. And here we see, again, I am throwing a little Yamamoto's personality into Ryujinn, but he is Yamamoto's Zanpakuto, so it makes a little sense there, would be similarities. And this, I think, is where we're seeing the juxtaposed to Naruto. While Ryujinn definitely values peace and all that, his methodology and mindset of what it means to have peace and what you need to get peace are different than, say, a modern person's or a more liberal mindset. And so Naruto is like, we don't have to do this. There is no other way, Naruto. And Haku, and just like before, Naruto agrees with Haku. And he does agree, at least in this point, with Ryujinn, only because Haku is begging for it. He's begging for it. Insert your fanfic there. God, I'm a terrible person. So he goes, this is for Sasuke, because he also had a dream. And then Haku stops him, and then takes the Chidori to the chest to save Zabuza. And all as well as ends well, because that's really, nothing else would change there. Naruto has a sword, doesn't really change much. Sasuke wakes up, the day is saved, Zabuza sacrifices himself, Haku and him are dead, and the village hidden in the mist is saved, or village hidden in the waves is saved, or land of waves is saved. And so we'll call it the Great Naruto Bridge, and that happens. But along the way, as we end, this is where my notes finish, so I wanted to get here. Naruto and Ryujinn are actually having a bit of debate in their head right now. It's like, did it have to be that way? There could have been another way. There was not, Naruto. He not only was he dangerous, but he was also asking for death. It was the honorable way to do things. Maybe I could have. Maybe at a different time, if there was more time, I could have convinced him. And Ryujinn relents a little bit, like, perhaps, but in the heat of the moment, in the heat of battle, when lives are on the line, there's only so much time for us to debate whether or not we are doing the right thing, and what the right thing even is. And Naruto laments a bit on that, like, yeah, I guess that doesn't mean every opponent needs to be killed. And Ryujinn doesn't answer to that. Like, in his day, in his age, with his previous owner, that's kind of how it is. If something threatened what was precious to you, what was justice, you killed it dead, or it will take it from you. So Ryujinn, this is a bit of a new concept for Ryujinn to kind of be wrapping his head around, because he's only had one wielder up until now. And so they head back to the village. That is the end of part 2. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to do a video on something, we'll do a video on something at some point, hopefully. We have the next part of the Dragon Ball Z video on what if the Earth Dragon Balls were like the Namekian Dragon Balls Saturday, and the next week is the week of What If, so we'll have 3 installments of this particular What If. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.